This is the church at Mells. It's got some interesting dates, 1600s or J600s. Which are interesting, but I was also keen to point out, like, this window seems like it's new. This building doesn't have the same heights all the way through, so it seems as though, and that same with that church, is that there's definitely a lower section to it, hard to access. But all of this little town or village of Mills appears to have taken an inordinate amount of energy and resource to dig themselves into the ground. Here on this side, you can see plenty of evidence of changes. Now you could say that's, that could be a legitimate change. Bricking this in here. This brickwork here appears to be of the same vintage as that, so there was possibly something more here. And this doorway, or window, I suspect, original window, but these are later windows, because when they came back here, I think they needed to create some windows. And this, for example, there's lots of people that'll make excuses for this. I saw one or two other little bits and pieces here in this village that also bricked in. Yeah, one or two other little bits and pieces that were interesting here at the Talbot. Yeah. Which seems a lovely pub, actually, like lovely courtyard, but all the levels are off once you walk in there. And then this little corker down here. People will say that in the 1600s they had beer barrels that they wanted to roll down into this hole, so they put the whole building below ground. People who agree with that have never had to dig anything out by themselves, I suspect. Same with this establishment. Why go to all the trouble of digging yourself into the ground? The floor down there is quite a lot lower, even than that, perhaps. But this has been dug out retro. This has been retro dug out to create an access way for into these houses. I suspect these are new doors. Actually, they may not be the original. And oh no, this was done on purpose, of course. And you can see the bedroom is, whoa, it's at least 4 more feet down into there. You can see from that table lamp. Sure. China house. You knock on the door. Look. Knock, knock. Oh. Again, it all goes. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Hand. She's over at the shop over there.
Okay, I'm just filming, so
Oh, okay.
I'm just fascinated by these old buildings.
Oh, right.
Yes. But thank you very much. Yeah. Does it go? It goes further down as you go into the backyard. You have to go downstairs to get to the backyard. Yeah. Interesting. But thanks very much. Yeah. So again, it's inconceivable to me that they would build like that here. They would dig into the ground. Oh well. Make of that what you will, but I'm pretty sure that this tidal action. Did you see any of the footage from the New Zealand floods, typhoons, or whatever they had recently? Because there I saw a picture of a man. He'd had to fight his way with his family into the roof of his house, into the ceiling. And when he came out the next day, once the rains had subsided, almost half of his house was buried in silt. It was mud flood all over it. And I saw that in South Africa 2 years ago when they had, or a year or so ago, when they had hectic floods. Same story. That's down there. Yeah, so there's probably towards an original level, I would suspect, down there where that that stonework is down there, and that bridge. And so you see it we can see it in our world today. So I don't know why that is inconceivable for people. I suppose they just don't like the idea that we got washed away. And survivors had to, if there were any, head for the hills and live in small shacks until such time as the tide turned and people were I don't know, this theory about the elite, as they call them, hiding technology away, burying it away, squirreling it away, until such time as they could then start to return and control the narrative. It's an impressive amount of stonework, hey? And wow, where does this tiny village like this get all this stone from, and all this, the effort to dig into the ground their houses? Why dig them into the ground when you've got, it's a tiny village of 100 houses, 200 houses? Why would you need to make up for space when you have all the ground around you? But yeah, again, that church spire, and then obviously those would have been, I assume, church associated buildings. We call it church, but you know what I mean. Anyway, except for access.